The myth of modern freedom. We live in an age that celebrates freedom. We are told from our youth that freedom is the ability to do whatever we want, whenever we want. We equate it with choices, having more subscriptions, more possessions, more career paths, more ways to express ourselves. We believe, deep down, that if we just had a little more money, a little more recognition, or a little more control over our circumstances, we would finally be free. But look closely at your life. Are you really free? Or are you simply entangled in your next impulse, entangled in the constant notifications on your phone, overwhelmed with the fear of missing out, entangled in the anxieties that keep you awake at night? Today we are looking at the Ashtavakra Gita, a radical, ancient text that doesn't ask us to improve our lives. It asks us to wake up. It challenges the very definition of freedom. It suggests that our modern quest for more is actually the very thing building our prison. You are not searching for freedom. You are searching for a way to satisfy your entanglements. Janaka's battlefield, the crisis of the modern adult. The text begins with King Janaka. He had everything, a kingdom, wealth, power, and wisdom. And yet, he approaches the young sage Ashtavakra with three devastating questions. How does one gain knowledge? How does liberation happen? And how is dispassion attained? Janaka isn't asking how to expand his territory. He is asking how to stop being controlled by his own mind. He recognizes that despite being a king, he is a prisoner of his own thoughts. And this is the paradox we face today. We define freedom as having the resources to buy whatever we want, or the power to act on every impulse. But look deeper. True freedom is not found in the capacity to satisfy your desires. It is achieved when you are no longer compelled by the thoughts and emotions that drive you to do things you don't actually want to do. When you are acting out of a conditioned reaction, when your anger, your greed, or your insecurities pull your strings, you are not the one in charge. You are, in every practical sense, entangled. Like Janaka, we are standing on our own battlefield. We have reached the peak of technological convenience, yet our internal state is one of constant friction. We are anxious, restless, and deeply distracted. We are standing in the middle of our own Kurukshetra, realizing that our external achievements haven't brought us the one thing we actually crave: peace.
The radical truth being the witness. Now we reach the heart of the matter. Ashtavakra says in the third verse, "You are not made of earth, water, fire, air, or ether. For liberation, know yourself as the witness, pure consciousness." Stop and feel the weight of that. We identify ourselves by our labels. I am my degree, I am my salary. I am my reputation, I am my physical body. Ashtavakra tells us these are all just elements, the material world. They are external phenomena that you happen to be experiencing. Think of a movie screen. You see fires, oceans, wars, and joy on the screen. But does the screen burn when the fire appears? Does the screen get wet when the ocean is shown? No. You are the screen. You are the space in which experience arises. But you start burning when the image of burning is reflected in your mind space. Every experience seems to impact you and want the experience to persist or stop. Lifetimes are spent to manage these events that happen in your mental space, while the truth is you are not even impacted slightly by all these events or experiences. The truth is the experience is happening in a space, and you are the witness to the experience and the space too. This is not an intellectual exercise. It is an immediate, radical repositioning of who you are. The moment you realize you are the witness, the moment you realize that you are the consciousness behind the eyes, that is the moment you become free. You aren't something that needs to be fixed or achieved. By identifying yourself with the experience, you want to overcome something and achieve something. But that is not true. You are here to experience the world. You are already the light that allows you to experience the world. The trap is simply forgetting this and identifying with the shadows on the wall. He antidote values as survival tools. In the second verse, Ashtavakra gives an answer that feels almost offensive to our modern sensibilities. He says, "If you want freedom, treat worldly objects like poison." Think about that. We are taught to consume, to buy, to experience, to validate ourselves through external success. Ashtavakra says these things: the constant craving for validation, the addiction to comfort, the pursuit of status, are poison. They aren't evil, but they act as toxins because they keep the mind locked in a state of needing something else to be happy. But then he offers the nectar. He says, embrace forgiveness, sincerity, kindness, contentment, and truth. Why these values? Because when you are angry, you are entangled with the person who offended you. When you are dishonest, you are entangled in the fear of being found out. When you are discontent, you are entangled in your own greed. Greed, anger, dishonesty thus breeds negativity and toxicity in your system. Not only that, these generate certain hormones and emotions that you have to digest with your energy. Forgiveness, kindness, and sincerity are the tools that liberate your energy. They stop the endless chatter of the mind. They create the stillness required for you to actually see who you are. If your mind is agitated by desire and resentment, you cannot perceive the truth. You are too busy reacting to the world. The solution is to learn to live from the center. So, how do we take this into the week ahead? The next time you feel the pull to consume, to react in anger, or to chase a fleeting validation, pause. Ask yourself, is this serving my freedom, or is it adding a link to my chain? True freedom isn't the power to do whatever you want. True freedom is the power to not be controlled by your impulses. True freedom dawns when there is a steady, quiet realization that you are the witness, the unchanging consciousness that remains even when the world around you is in chaos. You don't need to become someone else to be free. You just need to stop being the one who is entangled in the illusion. Be happy, be free. Not because of what you have, but because of what you are.